Hello, world. I'm Levi. This is Chris, and you're tuning in to Iron Ethos podcast. Or is it a podcast?
I don't know, man.
I'm not sure what it is. YouTube channel / or video / podcast. But the Iron Ethos, I want to touch on that a little bit and what that means, you know what I mean, and what that means to us. So we decided that we wanted to do this. And so we really was thinking like hardcore on what the name should be, right? You know, we're texting stuff back and forth for days, right? I'm spending time on it. I'm at a baseball game, and you know what I mean. I'm googling whatever I can, you know, things that you know would really solidify what we're standing for or whatever. And then out of nowhere, Chris hits me up and he's like, "Hey, I actually had started a YouTube channel a while back, and the name was Iron Ethos."
And we forgot about it.
Yeah. How could you forget about that? And as soon as I read it and looked up Ethos, I was like, boom, that's exactly what it needs to be. So I'll let Chris explain a little bit about maybe how he came up with the name or what it means, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, no, I like the name. I got the word ethos from a book that I read years back, a Stephen Pressfield book called Warrior Ethos. And so that book was essentially talking about like the character or the code that a warrior would live their life by. Great book if you want to read it and check it out. And so ethos, the way we use it nowadays, it kind of means character or code. And so iron ethos would be, you know, kind of this foundation built on iron, you know, a solid foundation or solid character. So, I mean, if I wanted to live up to a definition, that would be it. You know, I would want to have an iron ethos.
Oh,
so
100%.
I think it fits well to what we're trying to do here. You know, and
of course it does. That's why when you said it and sent it to me, I was like, it's a no-brainer, right? 100%. Yeah,
Right.
of course. It's everything we needed wrapped up in 2 words. But you know, to give you just a little heads up or get your head around exactly why we're doing this. The why is because, you know, we're wanting to be a positive influence into the world. I feel like that we have things to say or feel like there's a need in the world for you know, the things that we're living actually. You know, I told Chris before that, you know, in everyday life that I'm trying to you know, help people however I can, you know what I mean? Trying to be this open vessel that when people can confide in me, you know, I have something to say, you know what I mean? Or even more than that I'm just giving them time, you know?
that's big.
Yeah, I think so. You know, letting people know that you really care, you know, and not just talking, but actually, or not waiting for your turn to talk, but listening, right?
Yeah, that's rare.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. You know, that's handy in a marriage, you know. But
Tell me about it.
100%.
I could work on that myself.
Yeah, I guarantee.
No, it's tough. You get
Guarantee.
busy every day. You know, you're in a hurry all the time, and it's not the way it was meant to be. We weren't meant to be in this just perpetual rush. You know, like we need to slow down, smell the roses. We need to connect with people, talk to people, help people. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, remember after you follow, we were at a fishing trip, and we're sitting at a coffee shop drive-through, and you know, Chris, he's just impatient. You know what I mean? You remember that? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I was like, relax, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's an extra 3 minutes? You know?
I know it's hard sometimes.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, it was just one example. I had to use you for
Got
it. But
stuff to do.
I've got plenty of my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
right. No, that's good, man. And Levi's kind of told me what he's been trying to do at work and just trying to be a positive influence on people and listen to them and care about them. And, you know, we've been talking about doing a podcast for a while. And that's when he was telling me that story, it kind of, the light bulb went off in my head of, I think that's what the podcast, that's kind of the premise of the podcast is like, let's try to have a positive effect on people, and this would be a platform for us to reach more people that we wouldn't run into day to day. So that's kind of why we decided to give this a shot. During this journey with us here, we're going to talk about God. We're going to talk about family. We're going to talk about how to be a man in this crazy world that we live in today. We're going to talk about business and careers and why it's important to be a provider. Most of all, we're going to talk about how to be a light in this world, and how we can help people.
I'll tell you, like every time I hear that, being a light in the world, something just bulls up inside of me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And the reason to be is because I think at the end of your days, when you lay your head down for the last time, if people can say, or this would be on your headstone, that they were a light into the world, you know what I mean? What better confirmation could you get that you've done what you were supposed to do while you were here on that earth, right?
Absolutely.
And being a light in the world is selfless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the definition of the gospel.
Yeah. That's what that's at the end of my days, that's what you know what I mean? That's what I'm striving for. You know what I mean?
There you go, man. There you go. But I think we can have fun at it. I think we'll have lots of laughs. We both have unique backgrounds and hopefully can bring some expertise to the table on certain aspects of how we live our lives and the things that skill sets we've developed. We're going to try to bring on some guest speakers that may be experts in the field, that they work in as far as their career goes.
But even if they're not experts, we'll bring people on that are passionate about something. You know what I mean?
Yep,
there's a fire that burns inside of them about this particular subject or topic. And that's what we're interested in. You know what I mean? Like I've told people, several different people has been like, hey man, I need to be on there. I need to talk about this. And I tell them, I say, great, wonderful. I said, but it's going to be a subject that you're passionate about. You know what I mean? Something that you're well versed in and that you want to get out there. That's the subject. And I said, me and Crystal, we'll be bystanders. So
that's exactly right. That's what's entertaining. That's what you want to hear from somebody, is something that they thrive on, that they're passionate. That's the word. That's passion, man. I like it. So this first one's going to be short and sweet. We just kind of want to introduce ourselves and get this thing started. We've set a goal for ourselves to put out a podcast every other week. So every second week, we're going to try to have a new one out, and we're going to talk about things that matter. So we invite you to tune in and join us, and we want you to remember who you are and whose you are.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
See you guys.